Hey everyone, welcome to the very first episode of the Calling Mom podcast. I'm Jaden.
And I'm CJ, also known as Mom.
Yeah, so this podcast is basically what me and her have always done. We just chat about life, chat about faith, friends, everything in between. And we are just so glad to be bringing this to y'all so that y'all can hop along for the ride.
Absolutely. On this podcast, we're probably going to overshare a whole lot. We're going to cry a whole lot, laugh a whole lot. But I think the most important part is that we're going to be honest and we're going to be real. We're going to pull back the curtains and let you guys look behind it, right?
Yeah, that's good. I like that. Okay, so what is today about? What are we
Well, we want to introduce you to the dynamic of who we really are. So, there are four of us. So there is the leader of our household.
top dog?
Yeah. Rusty Pate, and he's going to be joining us for an episode or two, so that you guys can meet him and just find out that dynamic of who we are. We also have then there's me, there's Jaden, and then there's a younger sibling, and her name's Haven. Cannot wait for you guys to meet Haven. She is 19. She is a sophomore in college, and we she will also be joining us, and
Yeah.
very excited to bring you that episode that we've already been working on. And so very excited to have her be a part of this. I said four Pates. There's technically five.
Yep, cannot forget the one and only. He is our puppy. He's a golden retriever, and his name is Bear. Mom will tell you that he's named after Paul Bear Bryant. I
Roll
can,
Tide.
I can agree to disagree. Is that the saying that I'm looking for? Sure.
We'll agree to disagree.
We'll just say that he's named after Paul Bear Bryant. But yeah, he's our little puppy, and he is just amazing. We love him. He's was technically mine first, but obviously.
Okay. If you go to TikTok and you just look up any golden retriever crazy
That's
video,
exactly what he is.
that's Bear.
Oh
He is
my
a golden
gosh,
retriever
yes.
to the core.
Yeah.
So we actually have a wonderful picture behind us of Bear. That's
Yeah.
his personality. So
Mhm.
pretty cute. So anyway, so that's who we are. We're
Yeah.
going to give you guys just a kind of a look into our lives, but Jaden, so that they can get to know me and you a little bit better.
Okay.
Let's do the thing where we describe each other in a couple of words.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
but let's describe each other. So
Okay.
you tell them two things that you'd like them to know about me, and
Okay.
I'll tell them two things that I really admire about you.
Okay. What I would describe it. Okay, if anybody had to know like two things about you, you're determined. You're very determined. If she puts her mind to something, it's gonna get done, and you best believe it's gonna get done right. Um, yeah, I would say definitely determined. And then the second one is she's a leader, and it's been an honor like growing up with you and how you lead. My mom and me are very much alike, if you guys cannot tell, but you will learn that we are very much alike. But like the way she leads, like we're very strong personalities. Like we stand with what we believe in, and like we will um say it how it is. Like we're very strong, and we have loud personalities. I don't think that's a bad thing. I just think we have loud personalities. We just want to love on everybody. Um but seeing that from a different standpoint of her serving the family is not from a timid place, but from a quiet place. Like she's always behind us leading. Like she's always holding our backs, like pushing us forward. Like the way you lead in different aspects of our lives, like I've seen you lead in different aspects, has just been an honor and like really cool to see how she leads. And y'all will obviously see that she has a very pastoral heart throughout all of this. But yeah, just seeing you lead is, of course, as the like wife and mother of the family.
Thank you. Two things that I have. Oh, this list really could just be forever long, but for time's sake, one of the things that I think about you is that you're tough. Um, uh, Physically, you're tough. Like, don't mess with her. You're tough, but just in your faith. And when I say when I say tough, I'm sorry, I really mean strong.
Yep.
Like you're physically strong, but you're mentally strong. You are, but you're strong in your faith. Like, you're not easily swayed.
Mm-hmm.
And I really, really love that. Just that dynamic of who you are. The other thing is that this is something that you and your sister have in common, and I think it's such a great quality. But both of you are so loyal. I just absolutely love it. Like, you are the definition of a ride or die. You know. Now, saying that, I don't think people want to get on your bad side. But if they're on your good side, I think you go to the ends of the earth for someone. You and Haven, your relationship as sisters, y'all are like that. Like, y'all may be like, "Who took my shoes?" or "Did you get that out of my closet?" or something like that. But together, like, you guys are all of those corny signs that you see when you walk through Hobby Lobby about, sisters, or I don't know, like, I don't know, or like,
it's there's one from a show. It was sisters by chance, friends by choice.
yes, or yeah, like sisters are born in best friends or something like that. I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Built in.
built in, is that what it
Yeah,
is?
it's built in.
Built in best friends. But yeah, like, I think that is like really who y'all are, and I love that about the two of you. But yeah, so I think, but you're just loyal like that. You are to your friends. I mean, you are to your family, but your friends. I love how your best friends. One lives all the way across the country, and the other one right here, and you guys maybe not talk every day or all that, but you guys have some pretty cool little things that you do, like FaceTime coffee dates and
Yep.
and all that kind of stuff. But I just love your loyalty toward people. So
Oh,
I think that's really,
thanks.
really great.
Oh, I like those. Yeah, I definitely am very loyal.
So let's see, let's tell them now, like, how this came about, because I think the story of
Mhm.
how this podcast started was really cool.
Yeah.
Since mine started about a year ago.
Yeah.
So I used to get to travel a lot with the job that I have. And so my husband and we were on a trip. We were in North Alabama, and we were on a trip to a church. And during the church, we were going through a series called Witnessed It.
Mhm.
And there was this song that's played. I'm terrible with, I know songs I like, that's all, because I just go in, I look up the song, and a lot of times I don't even listen to who the artist is. But there was a line in the song.
Is it
Um,
Cece?
it's not, but it's, I witnessed it. I've got stories
I live to tell.
I live to tell.
Yeah.
And that song that day just really struck me. Well, during worship that day, the Lord told me that I needed to go to Athens, Alabama. I think I mentioned we were in North Alabama, but we were actually in Madison, Alabama. And then, but I went to college in Athens, Alabama, which is just down the road. That's actually where I met Jesus. And so while we were up there, just kind of had it impressed on my heart that I kind of go back to where it all started.
Yeah.
Because that's the one thing that in my relationship with Jesus, that I always want to always remember is who I was before. Those BC days, those before Christ days. Like, I just want to always remember who I was and who He's making me to be. And so I asked Rusty, I was like, "Do you mind driving to the apartment?" Because my apartment at the college is where I got saved, where my relationship with Jesus began. So we drove over to the apartment. We set out. I took a picture of the balcony and kind of looked. But my salvation story is really a story that needs to be told. I have a crazy transition into being lost, and now I'm found. Like, my story is so cool, and I love to be able to share it. But that day, I just kept, that one line is, I've got stories I've lived to tell, or I live to tell. And I started really praying through that, like, God, why is that so impressed upon my heart? Like, and he told me, he was like, you need to start a podcast. Like, that's what I just kept hearing over and over in my prayer time. And so, um, I was finishing up my college degree
Mm-hmm.
at the time. We were walking through a really exciting time in Jaden's life, and then life kind of happened. We really hit a valley this year, and we'll share more about this as you guys, as we jump into the podcast. But we hit a valley, and it was really hard. And as we've navigated life for the past year, um, Jaden come to me not long ago and was like, "Hey, Mom, I I just got this idea."
Mm-hmm. Thanks. Yeah, no, I walked up to her and I was just like, so, cause in the valley that she's talking about, I just realized that my relationship with the Lord is not where I desire it to be, but it's also where I think people should be. Like, I'm walking through this terrible time in my life, and yet God has been so good to me, and He's just shown me so many amazing things that honestly, like, knowing myself, I shouldn't have been feeling the goodness of God. Like, I shouldn't have been feeling good about myself, like, just anything. And I just remember, like, God telling me that I needed to speak out more about, like, who He is and how He loves and how good He is. I just wanted my life to point back to Him. And I was like, just think about my Instagram, just like my social or like my influence. Not that I'm going to be an influencer, but like just what is my influence showing people and what is it telling people? And I came to Mom and I was like, I I think we need to do, like, I need to do something. I don't know what it was. I didn't know, because I'm not TikTok. I'm not, like, I cannot. I wish, but I can't. Um, and then she told me about this podcast, and I was like, yes. Like, oh my gosh, Mom, do you want to start a podcast together? Because I think me and you would be amazing, and we just have, and also, like, during this valley, like, the amount of wisdom, one, that she's given me, but she's also just shown me, like, I think it's what she has is so valuable, and like she said, she has stories to tell. But I know my mom is a jewel, and not a lot of people are blessed as much as I am to have her as a mom. But kind of brings me to the name of the calling mom. But I was talking to one of my best friends, and I was telling her, she was walking through something as well, and I was telling her some advice that mom has given me. And my best friend, she lives in Arizona, and she's like, she's like like a third daughter, and she's like, I just need to call Mom. And I was like, Brooke, you're a genius. Like, that's exactly, because like me and Mom knew that we had this idea and this dream, and like we knew God was like pushing this on our hearts. And I was like coming, so I went like full force into it. And I was like, what do we call this thing? Like, what's it gonna be? And obviously, we're Southern and we're from Alabama. So I was like, we were coming up with some funky names, like just anything. And when I told Brooke that, and she said, I just need to call Mom, and I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I'm telling you, it was like a movie, like where the light bulb just goes off in the head. And it's, and I was like, Brooke, I have to hang up now. I have to go. And like, and then I started like typing. But anyways, the calling mom is just because I think everybody should have a relationship like this. And if they don't, like, you're welcome into this relationship in this family, like where we just sit down and talk about everything like a phone call. Because I just remember our relationship, how it's changed. Like, obviously, I grew up in the household, so I would just go to her bedroom and just talk to her about literally anything while she was doing makeup. And I would sit on her bed and just be like, Mom, what in the crap am I going to do about this? And she would just talk to me. And then as time went on and I moved away from college, we were only 45 minutes away, but I just remember calling her, being like, outfit checks. And I would FaceTime her almost every day with an outfit. But just calling her about, like, this boy that I thought was cute, like just little things, or like, what are we learning in theology, you know? Um, so I was like, Mom, this is perfect, because, like, what if people have questions and you have the answers? You know, like, we, she'll say it herself. She doesn't know everything, but God has given her some amazing wisdom, and it comes from God, but dang, he's using her. So I wanted to share my mom with the world. And so yeah, it's Calling Mom, the Calling Mom podcast, and that's kind of how this all blossomed.
Yeah, and I love it because a lot of where I get to work at a university, and um, I get to serve the adult learners as well as the undergrad students. And so um, a lot of them call me Mama CJ, and they walk around. I get the opportunity to sit with a lot of the students and have one-on-one conversations with them. So when Jaden, and it really is the joy. I love pastoring people and speaking into people's life. And like Jaden said, I do not know everything. I do love to research. I love to read. I love to get to know people. But I think the one thing that I love the most about kind of how this ties in with the podcast is that um, it's in scripture that the older women are supposed to teach the younger women.
Mm-hmm.
And I find people all the time, women that I can learn from. My mother, her, we call her Nana. Her name's Donna, but Jaden, her grandma name is Nana, and that's what everyone calls her.
Yes.
Such wisdom, and has lived such a full life, and
Yeah.
and has learned so much before her relationship with Jesus began, and who she is after has just been tremendous. She is one of the funniest ladies
Oh Lord.
on the planet. Like, she is hilarious.
Yes.
And but there's my best friend Heather, and there was at our church in Tuscaloosa there was Miss June, and there was just so many women that have poured into me over the years that my Aunt Teresa,
Yep.
but there's just so many people, and that and I think just they've all been a wealth of knowledge, and I've learned something from every one of them. And then yeah, so to share the things that they taught me along the way, and then merge it with what I'm learning daily in the Bible, and just sharing.
Oh.
So I'm very excited about the podcast. I'm just
I am too.
one of the things that I think people get out of this podcast though is maybe just comfort.
Yeah.
I hope you feel seen, um, challenged, maybe less alone.
Yeah, that's good. I love that. Yeah, because I think we're a big family, and I think nowadays everything can seem divided, or like you feel alone and you just don't know who to talk to. Or honestly, sometimes I even watch my favorite like YouTubers. Like in a sense, seriously, I watch my favorite YouTubers. And I'm just like, you feel less alone. But I feel like this is the community to grow from, because I think we're just all walking through life together, and so why shouldn't we walk life together?
Yeah.
And so I agree with that. I love that.
And we're going to have part of the platform where you guys can call in and leave what we're going to call voicemails.
Yes.
So it may just be however you send your questions in, and us try to find answers for you. And community, I think that's another thing, is just a community of young ladies where we don't have it all figured out, but there's strength in numbers.
Yeah.
And let's figure this out. However,
I was about to say,
we have a lot of young men that are already, so obviously we didn't just come up with this and like try to launch it on our own.
No.
We really polled people, like, what do you think about the name? What do you think about this?
Yeah.
And so we have a lot of young men that are already like, ooh, we got questions for when Mr. Rusty comes on the podcast. And so that being said, I think we're going to talk, as you can tell, we will weave faith into everything we talk about, because we cannot remove any decisions, any conversations at all away from who God says you are, who God says we are. Our faith in Jesus.
Yeah.
It literally is. It is the foundation of who we are. Yeah. Faith will be woven in through everything. Mm-hmm. But I think we're probably going to talk a lot about heartbreak.
Yeah.
We're going to talk some about mental health.
Yeah. Gosh, you put me on the spot there. I mean, we are seriously going to talk about everything in between, just whatever God puts on our hearts. I know that before we started filming, thought of this like great question that just talking about like what gifts are and how do we use them and how do we steward them well. Just like spiritual warfare. What does that look like? I mean, I think we could talk about literally anything, and me and Mom could chat about it. But yeah, I'm super excited for this podcast. I will give a huge shout out while we're talking about like the men or just everybody, our audience. I think our biggest fans are my parents' small group. My parents lead a small group for college kids, and there's only like a handful. I think there's like 11 of us, and they are honestly the biggest fans. And like she was saying, they're all like, "Oh, Mr. Rusty, when you come on, I'm just gonna like do different voices so that I can ask you every question." They're just great, and honestly, I think God, seriously, this thing is so like God given or like just God blessed, because there have been so many things that I'm like, I don't know how to do this. Like because we're obviously learning everything. This is our first podcast, but I was like, I don't know how to make an intro, and I just remember like like the kids just or the students just hopping in and being like, oh, we got you, because we can make this music and we can make these photos, and my best friend did our photo shoot. Like there's just so many things that God had placed in our pathway to make this all happen, which is so like that's when you know God's doing something good,
Yeah.
So it's just honestly shout out to everybody that's I went to and was like, do you like the name of this or is it weird?
Yeah.
But yeah, so continue. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. So, I think we've talked a lot about mine and your relationship.
Yeah.
Kind of, I do think that we've kind of had this relationship where we really talk about everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's something we'll probably talk about a little bit is parenting.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Rusty, we used to joke all the time like me and Rusty have the marriage thing down. If there was anything that I feel like we could coach people in, it would be like we could coach you in that. Like we could mentor you.
Mm-hmm.
We do so well with our relationship and our marriage, and that's honestly because people poured into us and gave us great advice, and we found things that worked, we found things that didn't, and
Yeah.
there's been plenty of bumps in the road, but we always say our marriage. We have always said though, our girls are now to the age that we're gonna find out if we were any good at parenting.
That's terrible.
But you think about it, like you think when your kids are like, okay, they didn't really throw tantrums in Target, or they were, they seem to be okay in middle school, like they survived. Like you think you're like, I'm okay at parenting.
Yeah.
Well, when you went to college was really the moment we were like,
oh
gosh, like who did we raise?
Yeah.
Do you know like who is she? Is she going to get out into the world and just like go like absolute nuts, or is she going to be a productive human being in society?
I don't think I was either.
But you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Do you get out on your own, and now that you have that freedom, do you make good choices?
Mm-hmm.
And so it turns out we were okay at this parenting thing.
Yeah.
A lot of help. Our village was real strong, real big, and and great in every season that we walked through. So, we think, but so I work with at the place that I get to work, we get to I have a lot of younger ladies that are like new parents. Like they all have like kids maybe that aren't even in school yet.
They're on staff.
Yeah.
Just
and
clarify.
yeah, and then their kids, aren't even in school. Like they're young babies
months.
And all this.
Yeah.
And so what I love though is like when we're in the bistro and stuff, and they're always talking, and they're like, oh my gosh, this is the best season. Oh my gosh, he said his first words, or she took her first steps. And let me tell you, that is the best season. And then when you get to like them starting to school and they're starting to participate in things, that's the best season. And then, okay, middle school may not be the best season, but you survive it.
That was great.
But then in high school, it's like, this season's the best. Y'all were good middle schoolers, but middle schoolers in itself is just challenging.
We were homeschooled when we were in middle school.
you were. Haven wasn't. Haven was in school during middle school. You homeschooled during middle school. We put you back into school in ninth grade.
Yeah.
But
Anyways.
just middle schoolers in general is just a really, you're trying to figure out how not to be a kid, and you want to be an adult, but you're not an adult yet. Middle school, but we'll talk about that. I love middle schoolers, and we'll talk about that later on. But one of the things that I always I lost my train of thought.
you always wait. So you're talking about how you love every season, and
yeah.
this is the
And then
best.
when you guys were in high school, I absolutely loved, that was the best season.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you though, this right now
Right.
may
There she is.
actually be my favorite season. That there is something special right now that you and I, and even Haven is stepping into this. I'm not having to parent. Like, I'm not having
Right.
to discipline. I can give advice.
Yeah.
But it's up to you whether or not you take my advice.
Right.
But I'm not having to like discipline and things like that. I'm really getting to just be a friend.
Mm-hmm.
And so this season is really just a sweet season for me to be in and walk in. And I think that's one of the things that I'm excited about sharing is when you're a new parent, life's hard, and there's still seasons right now, even a season that we've been walking through as a parent has been difficult, but it's but in the same time it's been very there's been a lot of wisdom, a lot of tears, a lot of crying, a lot of jokes and all that. But I think the season that we're getting to share in now is just something that's really super special.
Yeah, I agree. I do agree with that.
All right. I know we're kind of coming to a close on this episode.
Yeah.
But let's talk about one thing that we are so passionate about.
That is such a loaded question.
Coffee.
Oh, duh. Yeah, I mean, we could totally talk about coffee.
So we live in Birmingham, Alabama.
Yes, we do. And I'm a barista.
And I've been a barista.
Oh my gosh.
The little sister is a barista.
Rusty, get on it.
Rusty just drinks it.
And he doesn't even drink the good stuff.
No.
He only drinks like mochas.
Sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight sugar. Which, no judgment.
Okay. So we love coffee.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
It was crazy. I used to think coffee was so disgusting. I remember my dad drinking it, and I was like, what the world?
Your dad drinks Folgers and
black.
Coffee.
Okay. I went on a mission trip to El Salvador one time.
Mm-hmm.
El Salvador. And my translator gave me some espresso beans while we were down there. And so I was able to bring them back with me. And so I got home and I grinded them up and I made a cup of coffee.
Uh-huh.
And it was like, whoa, where did this stuff come from? Like, this stuff's great. And I think then I was like, wait a minute.
That's how you fell in love with coffee?
That's how I fell in love with coffee.
Why did I not know that?
I don't know.
And
but
where was
is.
I?
Well, you were too young to have that kind of caffeine, I guess.
Okay.
Because you were around when we were going to El Salvador. But that is how I fell in love with coffee, because I didn't know that coffee actually tasted good. And then, however, there's a reason behind this story. Mm-hmm. That's how you know if I like a coffee shop.
This is true.
If I go into a coffee shop and I order just a latte, no syrups, I don't care if you made your own. If I like your coffee beans, I'm just getting a latte. Yeah. June Coffee in Birmingham. Now they do have this one like crazy coffee.
I will say, before we, like, if we go to a place that we've never been to, we obviously look at like the reviews, the Yelp, their Instagram, and then we get like a specialty drink, but if we are coming back, and Mom likes the beans, she'll get a plain latte, but when we go in, we get like fun drinks.
Yeah, sorry. I can kind of tell if I'm
so
gonna
going
like
to
it.
her June Coffee
so
that she always talks about.
Coffee, and I went to Google. I went Google reviews, because I think Google reviews is where it is. Because people are
Interesting.
nice or mean. Like, they are just what? They tell the truth on Google reviews.
Praise God.
And so I went, and they had this drink, and I think it was fig and black sesame or dates and black sesame. It was one of them fruits that nobody like really eats, and black sesame. Oh my goodness.
She talks about it all the time.
It is so good. However, I knew within one sip of that drink that their beans were fantastic.
I disagree.
Fantastic. You don't like their coffee?
I don't like their coffee.
Wow.
I know. And maybe I'm just a very bad barista. No, it's not that I don't like them, because I do choose them. Like, they would be in the top 5 of Alabama or Birmingham's coffee.
For you?
Yeah, for me,
Okay.
they'd be in top 5. I will give them that.
Okay.
But I love Kala.
Oh.
Kala. It's Kala.
Kala.
Kala. They're from California. They moved to Alabama in 2020. They
Kala.
merged the names.
You know what I saw on TikTok today?
What?
They're opening their 3rd location in Birmingham.
Good.
I know. Good for them.
Yeah, I was like,
they're great. Kala is fantastic.
Yeah, I really like them. Well, there's I like Whammies.
Mm-hmm.
Whammies. They have a triple B cappuccino. It's really good. I'm not a hot coffee. I feel like I'm sinning, honestly, when I say that. I'm a barista. Like, I don't like hot coffee. I'm also more of a cortado girly. Like, I like some syrups, but I don't like a lot of milk. So I don't really like burnt milk when I'm drinking coffee. But I like Whammies. I like the triple B cappuccino. I think that's the only hot drink I'll make. That's also, fun fact, my favorite drink to make is a cappuccino.
Okay.
I make some good cappuccino. I don't care what
Alright.
nobody says. Like, I can foam that. I think it's because I suck at making latte milk. I don't suck. It's not my favorite thing to make. Like, I can make a good latte.
You can.
But I'm really good at making cappuccino milk. I made like 3 today. But
I was just thinking, we literally, okay, so if you're not from Alabama, definitely not from Birmingham, so the foodie scene, like the restaurants and coffee shops, the scene is strong in Birmingham, Alabama.
So strong. Yes.
It is great.
And I don't think we've even like tapped into half of it.
No, we went to a new one this week, Pink Lantern.
Oh, we did go to that.
Oh, that place is a vibe.
Okay, personally, it's such a vibe. It's so cute. They just opened up. It's really cute in there. I personally would just get their coffee. Like, their coffee was good.
Yeah.
But I'm not a cold foam girl. Like I said, I don't like a lot of milk, so like cold foam's not really my thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like their coffee and the sweet, I looked up what
sweet and condensed milk.
No, how do you
Vietnamese coffee?
Yes, I looked that up, and I was like, oh my gosh, this looks fantastic. And so, yeah, I really Googled it. But it's so cute. Vibes, great. Disco balls, obviously, I'm obsessed with disco balls. You will soon learn that.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe one day in the podcast, we should do a tattoo tour. We don't got that many, but we should do a tattoo tour, because all our tattoos...
This is just because Jaden's wanting new tattoos.
Yes. Always. Jaden's obsessed with tattoos. I'm like, one day in the future, y'all will see me walking like this, because I only put my tattoos on this arm, so I'll just start hanging this way. So, like,
kind of same. I think
they're all on our left arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know we were that much alike. I don't know if I knew that.
We do have a matching tattoo. It's not identical, but it's matching. Rusty Pate has them too, and we're waiting for Haven to get hers. It's a family tat. Anyways, not the point. Pink Lantern, so cute, such a vibe. Not a vibe for studying. I think that's the difference. Like, when you go to a coffee shop, you need to know the vibes before you go in.
Yeah.
Like, if it's a girly day where you want to go take photos, like, with your cute coffee, Pink Lantern's the place. Like, go take your cute photos in there.
Oh yeah, it's an Instagram
hub.
Everything.
Yes.
The vibe of the place is.
Gosh. I saw like 10 of our students, like, literally their stories this week were all Pink Lantern, and I was like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was fantastic. The drinks are like beautiful for pictures. It's so great.
Yeah.
But but we've just barely tapped into it, because you have Honest Coffee Roasters, you have Caveat, you have, is it Betty and Bo's?
Oh yes.
Betty and Bose is so cute.
It's a cute one. It is a cute one.
I mean,
forget about that. Oh my gosh.
there's Red Cat.
Yeah.
There's
We have a lot of students that work there.
yeah.
Oh,
Santos. They
is
have
it
they
Little
have a
Professor?
gazillion. Little Professor. Oh yes, bookstore.
Yeah, it's a bookstore.
And then there's this
Don't they
new
have
one in Crestline. Yeah, I've seen
Which one?
It's like a bookstore over next to Saul's Juke Joint. Over there. Yep.
On Crestline?
In Crestline. So anyway, so that's a little obsession that we all have.
Yeah.
Tattoos and coffee. We could have just called the podcast
That.
Call Mom and let's talk about tattoos and coffee.
There you go. There you go.
Anyway, I am so glad that you guys joined us for this episode. You've learned a little bit about us, kind of how we started, what we want this space to be for us and for you guys.
Yeah.
And then you've learned crazy things about things that we like and things that we do as a family, and we have so much fun living life together. So
you'll soon learn more because it does not stop here. Yeah, we're so glad that y'all are on this little roller coaster of life with us. So stay tuned for our next episode.
Yeah, episode 2 will be dropping soon. So again, we love you guys. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.